Today I returned to the CEX where I bought my Kuon a year ago. It is over in Leicester, so it's a bit of a trek. I don't know what it is about that CEX in particular, but looking at the stock, they have got all of the things that I want, to the point where I'm going to have to limit myself so that I don't just buy everything I want and then have no videos to make for the next 6 months. Because literally, pretty much the entire list of things that I want is available at the CEX. All the expensive stuff, doesn't matter what it is. But yeah, the thing that I'm specifically going for is something that I technically already own about 3 times, but it's a collector's edition version. It's a very cool one. I've never been a big collector's edition guy. I don't exactly have the space, but there are a few different games that have collector's editions that I wouldn't mind, and I've always wanted this one. And it's usually pretty rare, and I don't know what the condition of it's going to be, but I'm not too concerned about that because of the fact that if we do go out there and it's not in good condition, I will at least still come away with some other stuff that I want, because I don't know what it is with Leicester, but they seem to just have all the good stock. Like, when I first went to get my Kuon, next to Kuon was a Rule of Rose, and that was before Rule of Rose became, like, really common. Well, more common. And, yeah, so regardless of how this ends up playing out, I will be coming back with some cool stuff. Definitely some cool stuff. I'm aiming for 2 rare games today, or, well, the Rare Collector's Edition and a Rare Game. The Rare Game will complete a set of something for the PlayStation 2. And yeah, it's an hour and 20-minute drive, so it's a bit of a journey. And I'm not really sure where we're going to park. I need to figure that out. But yeah.
All right, we arrived at Leicester, wherever Tolkien's from. Going 6-minute walk. I don't know where exactly I'm at car park wise, because I directed it to a multi-story because it said, oh, there's 2 massive multi-stories. And last time I did park in a multi-story last year when I came for Kuon. This time that didn't work. And I just sort of did a bit of a loop and then saw another car park and came in here. And right now it's stuck on processing. I'm trying to pay for said parking and I don't feel like I'm getting anywhere, though it has come out of my bank. I feel like these dodgy little car parks are the ones that have you, though. Actually, I don't think it has come out of my bank yet. I don't know what's going on here. See you in a minute. Alright, I've arrived. There is so much stuff listed. What's that? A 4090. Cool. I wouldn't have traded in a graphics card to here, you know. This CEX, it's just crazy good. There's just so much stuff. Like, future Cayle here, but when I got home and I started looking for like whatever I want to get next, there were things in this CEX that I would have wanted that I didn't know were there, even though there are things in this CEX that I did want that I purposefully left behind because of the fact that I didn't want to run out of bloody content. Like, I truly could have left this CEX with like £500-600 worth of stuff that I would like, rather than just like £200 worth of stuff that I would like. Something along those lines. There's just so much in here that was good. It was a pretty busy CEX too. I had a decent chunk of folk come over and say hello to me over the course of this day. And thank you to those peoples. This was the CEX. I've probably said this in the video, but it's been a few days since I actually filmed this. Obviously, the voiceovers are always in after the fact. This was the CEX that I got Kuon from. It seems, I don't know what it is about Leicester Gallery Gate CEX that has all the good stuff, but there is just a lot of good stuff. It's kind of interesting, like stuff that I don't really see very often or ever. There's like a Scooby-Doo game that I've been after for a while that was here that I had to leave behind because at some point I'll probably make an entire video about hunting for it. It's a bit like that Retro Ghetto video a few weeks ago where his full he went and found a full collection of the stuff he was after, and you know, it was all there. There was kind of that with me here, where this CEX just I could have rinsed this CEX for so much stuff, but I just chose not to. Cayle is Cayle Edit, otherwise known as Bully. If you follow the TikToks, you know that I'm able to cause a storm of arguments. I've been paying the bills this month by making people on TikTok argue about the name of that game. It's so funny. There are people that will genuinely deny that it's called Cayle is Cayle Edit, no matter how many times that I show that it was called Cayle is Cayle Edit. They'll be like, oh, but in America. And then I'll be like, yeah, but I didn't say America, did I? I said in England, because I'm from England. and so are all of my viewers for the most part. Like 97% of my viewers are from England. So, speak to the niche that you are likely to see. But yeah, this CX was just massive as well. Like, I would love if this was my local, because it would be so much easier to film in. Just so much easier to film in, because there's just it's so wide open that I could just stand in the corner. Whereas at Stafford CX, when I'm filming for TikTok, it's a bit repetitive, I guess. I'm always in the same spot because there's like one really good spot. Oh, I just saw a God of War collection on the shelf. That's the sort of game that you don't typically see on a shelf, which is curious. See, I didn't even see that while I was there. Incredible Hulk, that's a game that I would like, and there's a couple of them. I've just seen Iron Man as well, I would like that, although there's a steelbook for Iron Man for Xbox that I think is pretty cool. Probably hold out for that. I think I've decided I will start picking up Xbox steelbooks when I see them, if they're games that didn't get steelbooks for the PlayStation 3, like Bioshock. The next time I come across a Bioshock steelbook in good condition, which is a decently common one, I will pick that up. There was one that was absolutely pristine in Stafford a while ago. Realistically, I probably should have got that in hindsight, but, mistakes were made. Some rare Transformers games.
Alright then, that was a successful trip, though they did mess up a bit, and they messed up in my favour. One game I ended up not paying for at all that was more expensive than another game, but the game that I was supposed to not pay for, they were going to give me just the empty case for because they couldn't find the disc for, which I don't understand how that happens, because only the staff have got access to the discs in the first place. 3 different people came up to me and said hello, so shout out to those people, especially Starbucks man, although he said for you page, that's going to be TikTok, not YouTube. Need to start asking people when they come up, be like, do you follow the YouTube? Need to get people moving over here. Now we've got an hour and a half drive home, and then I can show you what we got. Let's go see the doggy. Haven't had a Ruby segment of today's video yet, we need to do that. And it hasn't rained, or been overly windy, and it has been for quite a lot recently. And I don't think my fuel tank's moved, though I've not paid much attention to that, but whatever. Okay everybody, so I'm home now. The drive was pretty quick. It's still light, which is mad, and I'm very happy with what I got today. It was in about as perfect condition as I think it could have possibly been, so let me show you. Ruby is currently eating a chicken foot because she's being on best behaviour, or better behaviour I guess, though I do think she's about to have another phantom pregnancy. Let me feel your belly. Maybe not, but flip round. Why is it not flipping? So we got little Ruby here. Right, I'll show you the individual games that I bought first of all. So first game that I bought, which is a pretty rare one, is Secret Agent Clank, which was the last of those that I needed. I did get the no manual version simply because it's half the price. With a manual, Ruby's loving that chicken foot. With a manual, Secret Agent Clank is about £100, maybe 95, and the side is perfect. I'm becoming very particular with my spines recently. The spine matters more to me than the manual. I'm not bothered about it being a complete in-box thing, to be honest. I just care about how it looks on the shelf. And this was the last Ratchet game that I did not already own in some variety, so I really needed that. Next up, we got... What am I going to pull out? One of the games that was determined to be one of just the worst games ever. Surprisingly difficult to find. This I got for free. Looking at my receipt, he did not charge me for this. Strange. He just messed up, which was nice. Good mistake to make. Again, don't know if I'll ever play it, but it'll be very good for content and talking about it. Next up. Again, the plan was, right, I wanted Borderlands Game of the Year Edition, specifically the Game of the Year Edition, but there's no disc, right? I've got no disc for it. The reason for that is he couldn't find the disc. And I was like, honestly, mate, I don't even need the disc. I just need the case, because I want this version in particular of Borderlands on the shelf. The DLC bit doesn't really matter to me, because... The game bit doesn't matter to me because I'd play it on PS4 if I'm going to play the bloody game, or the PC. I own 1,000,001 different versions of Borderlands, but for the PS3 I wanted the Game of the Year Edition on the shelf, along with the Game of the Year Edition of Borderlands 2, which is also way harder to find, and I've never seen it in person, and it's about £12. It was also priced up wrong because it was supposed to be £3, but regardless of that, he planned to just give me this for free because no disc, the case is useless, they were only going to put it in the bin. So he was like, you can just have the case then. I was like, yeah, sure. Thank you. And then after that, we left. I checked the receipt and I realised that he'd messed up. I did pay for this, but I did not pay for that. He did not charge me
for Walking Dead, but he did charge me for Borderlands, which, you know, he messed up there, but whatever, I guess. But then the crown jewel of today's trip and the whole purpose is this. The Fallout 3 Collector's Edition was £98. I used the voucher for it, which was the one I got from Pokemon Emerald. It comes with a slipcover, which I didn't know it would have even had. I almost might have preferred it without a slipcover, to be honest, just because the slipcovers are just not something I'm really into. Hang on, it's kind of hard to do this one-handed. Should really have got my tripod. Give me a sec. Okay, so the Borderlands 3 Collector's Edition. It comes in this little lunchbox type thing. Borderlands 3 is one of my favourite games of all time. I love... not Borderlands, Fallout. Fallout 3 is one of my favourite games of all time. I love the Fallout games. So it comes with a copy of Fallout 3, which is interesting because obviously that means no DLC. But that's fine. Comes with the making of Fallout 3. Comes with some postcards and posters and a little book. Oh my god, I didn't know this was what it came with. Oh, that is cool. That's going on my desk. I'm taking that out and that's going on my desk. Like a little bobblehead. I didn't know. That's worth the 50 quid. Because the price of the whole thing is £100. And with the figurine adds like 50 quid. So the box alone, as in the box, is 50. But if you want the one that comes with this still, as in whoever owned it first didn't throw it away, that's another 50. So that's cool. This thing's nearly 20. This is older than some people that watch me on TikTok by a lot, because Fallout 3 is getting up there. But that has just made that so much cooler. I didn't expect the I knew it said figurine, and I don't know why it never it never came to my head that it would be Pip-Boy. I thought it was going to be Brotherhood of Steel or something like that, which I'd love a Brotherhood of Steel mask as well. That could be quite cool. But to find this in such good condition, like, I come across steelbooks constantly that are dented and stuff, and to be fair, being Fallout, it wouldn't have made too much difference if it was dented. It would have made sense. But yeah, this is a win, and I didn't even pay for it really, because I traded in my emerald when I got an emerald the other day. I traded in that emerald back. You know what I mean? You were there. You've watched the video. If you haven't watched the video, go watch the video. Go look through my videos. Look for the Pokemon Emerald one. And that whole emerald paid for this whole thing, so that was a well worth the price. And then obviously Fallout 3 as well. Cool. So, hope everybody enjoyed today's trip. Obviously I was the driver, so there wasn't much recording of the actual trippage. Flying solo, or more solo than usual, I suppose. But more trips are coming. I really could have walked out of CEX Leicester having spent like 500 quid, but I would have had no videos to make. Just about everything that is on my list of games to buy is in that CEX. Even stuff that isn't really on my list to buy, but were things that I kind of wanted anyway, were also in that CEX. But for the sake of being able to continually produce content every 3 days, I need to not do that. Last year, I started ordering stuff from CEX and I bought things en masse, and that was just a mistake. You can't be buying tens of games every time and then not have videos made about them. Still haven't been buying many duplicates. No special duplicates. Like, I have Fallout 3 Game of the Year Edition on PS3, but I don't really consider that a duplicate. But that wins. Anyway, and Borderlands, lots of Borderlands. Good day. Subscribe. Bye-bye.